guys, so today I'm going to read a beautiful storybook that is called Snow White. Hello guys, so today I'm going to read a beautiful storybook that is called Snow White. So let's begin. Here is this book. One of my most favorite storybook that I have got years ago. So let's start the reading. I will try my best to make this story a very beautiful learning experience for everyone who loves Disney and all the lovely characters related to anime and cartoons. Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful princess called Snow White. Her stepmother, the queen, was jealous of Snow White's beauty and made the princess work in the castle as a servant. The queen had a magic mirror, and every day she would look into it and ask, "Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?" Each time the mirror would answer, "You are." But one day the mirror replied, "A lovely maid I see, who is more fair than thee, Snow White." Hissed the queen, "It cannot be." At that moment, Snow White was in the courtyard singing as she went about her course. A handsome young prince was riding by and heard her lovely voice. He climbed the castle wall to find her. Shy Snow White ran up to her balcony. From the courtyard below, the prince sang to Snow White. They were falling in love. Snow White listened happily to his song and did not see the evil queen watching them. Enraged with jealousy, the queen ordered her huntsman, "Take Snow White into the forest and kill her." The huntsman led Snow White deep into the woods, but he could not harm her. "I cannot do as the queen wishes," he wept. "Run away, child, and never come back." Snow White ran into the forest. As she ran, she felt eyes watching her. The trees seemed to reach out to grab her. With no hair left to run, she fell to the ground and began to cry. In the midst of her tears, Snow White looked up and found herself surrounded by forest animals. "Do you know where I can stay?" she asked. The friendly animals led Snow White to a tiny cottage in the woods. "It's like a doll's house," said Snow White. She knocked at the door, but no one answered. "Please, may I come in?" she called. Slowly she stepped inside. As Snow White wandered through the house, she found 7 little chairs and 7 little beds. 7 little children must live here. Let's clean the house and surprise them, the princess suggested to the forest animals. "Then maybe they will let me stay," she added. Evening came, and the owners of the cottage returned. There were 7 dwarfs who worked in diamond mines deep in the heart of the mountain. Dog led Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Sneezy, Dashful, and Dopey home, singing and whistling as they went. As soon as they entered the cottage, they knew something was wrong. It was clean. They tiptoed upstairs to find Snow White, fast asleep beneath their blankets. "It's a monster," whispered one dwarf. Stepping closer, Dog cried out, "Why, it's a girl." Snow White sat up and said, "How do you do? My name is Snow White." She explained to the dwarfs who was she and what the evil queen had planned for her. "Please don't send me away," she begged. "If you let me stay here, I promise I will look after the house for you. I will wash and sew and cook," said Snow White. At that the dwarfs shouted, "Hooray, she stays!" And the happy princess ran to the kitchen to prepare dinner. The dwarfs rushed downstairs to eat, but Snow White said, "Supper is not quite ready. You will just have time to wash." "Supper is not quite ready. You will just have time to wash." "Wash?" cried the bewildered dwarfs. All the dwarfs headed to the tub except for one. I would like to see anybody make me wash, said Grumpy. Just as Grumpy spoke, the other dwarfs pounced on him and dumped him into the tub. They scrubbed him squeaky clean. You will pay for this, growled Grumpy. Meanwhile, back at the castle, the queen asked the mirror once again, who is the fairest in the land? Snowwhite, answered the mirror. Then it revealed where the princess was hiding. The queen was furious. She headed to the dungeon that is belonged to her. The queen was furious. She headed to her dungeon and drank a potion that disguised her as an old peddler woman. Then, chanting a magic spell, she dipped a bright red apple into a pot of bubbling poison. One bite of this, and Snow White will fall into a sleep as it did. She cackled. Only a kiss from her true lover would wake her. Unaware of the queen's plot, Snow White and the seven dwarfs sang and danced late into the night. Snow White was so happy that she soon forgot all about her wicked stepmother. The next morning, Snow White kissed each dwarf goodbye as he marched off towards the mine. Before he left, Doc warned the princess. The queen is a sly one. Beware of strangers. From the shadows of the trees, the queen watched the dwarfs leave. Slowly, she crept up to the cottage. All alone, my pet? The disgusted queen asked Snow White through an open window. Then she offered the poisoned apple. Try one, pretty maid, said the peddler. One bite and all your dreams will come true. Several birds recognized the wicked queen and knocked the apple from her hands. But Snow White felt sorry for the old woman and helped her inside the cottage. Sensing danger, the forest animals ran off to warn the dwarfs, but it was too late. Snow White bit into the poisoned fruit. Dropping the apple, Snow White fell to the floor as if dead. Now I will be fairest in the land, cackled the wicked queen before fleeing. Lightning flashed and thunder cracked as the queen fled from the cottage. But before she could escape, the seven dwarfs came charging at her. There she goes, Grumpy yelled after her. Lightning flashed and thunder cracked as the queen fled from the cottage. But before she could escape, the seven dwarfs came charging at her. There she goes, Grumpy yelled after her. The dwarfs chased the queen through the forest and up the mountain. Stay back, or I will get rid of you too, she shrieked as she tried to roll an enormous boulder down on top of them. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the ledge where the queen stood. The rock crumbled beneath her feet, and the evil queen tumbled off the mountain top and into the darkness below. When the dwarfs returned to the cottage, they found Snow White lying on the floor. They could not wake her, so the heartbroken dwarfs took her into the forest. They placed her on a special bed and kept watch over her, day and night. The months slowly passed. One day, a handsome young man came riding through the forest. He was the prince who had fallen in love with Snow White at the castle. When he saw the princess, he sat down from his horse and kneeled by her bedside. Then, with great sorrow, he leaned over and kissed Snow White goodbye. All at once, Snow White's eyes fluttered open. She is awake, the dwarfs cried excitedly. The prince's had broken the wicked queen's spell. Before Snow White left to begin her new life with the prince, she kissed each of the dwarfs. I will come and see you very soon, she promised them. The dwarfs watched the princess lead Snow White away to her new life. They knew they would miss her, but they also knew that she and the prince would live happily ever after. So this was the whole beautiful story that is very beautiful and romantic for me. It is really attached to me and I love reading it a lot and I can read it over and over again because the story is the best experience for me from the Disney. This is the best and amazing beautiful animation that I love a lot. Still, till 2026, I still love this movie, and I still keep these books and the collection of the Disney every time in my nearest area in my book collection. My book collection have a lot of things related to Disney like this, and many pictures, printouts, and many more things related to Disney and the dolls that are anime and handmade drawings. So let's meet soon. Bye bye. In the next video, we will meet again. So like and subscribe my channel. Before you go, take care.